think when I was a student at Ithaca College, I looked at my professors and I was like, well, they're probably doing pretty well, right? They all must be pretty well off. I'm paying all this money. I mean, it just seems that that makes sense, right? And I respected them, and I didn't see this side. And now, being that person and feeling kind of the struggle and seeing the struggle of so many other people on this campus, is a reality check for me, and I think it's a reality check for a lot of students who don't currently know about this or are just learning about the situation.
Climb the hill to higher learning, there to take a stand. Trickle down clenched in back teeth, application in my hand. Tuition in my hand, Badger loan was in my hand. Curriculum vitae, resume speed, tenure tracks were in my hand.
My name is Talia Fisher, Dr. Talia Fisher, and I teach women's and gender studies, and I've been here for 2 years teaching the intro to women's and gender studies. There's 2 sections of it every semester, but I've actually been teaching for 12 years. They've turned a job that used to be a career, they meaning the institutions, for a PhD, into a dead-end, part-time menial labor position. So, yeah, 12 years later and a PhD, I'm making the big bucks. You expect to have a job at the end of the 12 years that it took to get your PhD, and then you realize you've arrived at the scene 10 years too late.
My name is Matthew Walker. I'm a lecturer in the Department of Media Arts, Sciences, and Studies, teaching photography. I've, again, been an adjunct for over a decade, and it really differs per department, per institution. My experience here is I am not scheduled for the fall yet. I have been encouraged positively, but those the assignment of a class is dependent on enrollment in the college, and those numbers, I am told, will not be identified until May. So I don't have anything official for the fall, and that is fairly regular, a regular situation for other institutions I'm affiliated with as well. And you can imagine that creates it's quite a challenge on a semester by semester basis to be able to line up your employment for the next 4 months. So it's really on a 4-month basis that you're seeking to stabilize your employment. I mean, you think about the process too. You go through orientation. A lot of this is not compensated. You go through orientation and prepare, obviously, for your courses, and you go through the semester, and then, yeah, perhaps you don't do it again. It's not based on your performance. It's just based on the contingency of your employment. And you'll do that again at another institution if necessary. I work exclusively within academia, but I know a number of adjuncts that do diversify or forced to diversify beyond that as well, and hold down multiple jobs just to make ends meet, or at least approach that in that effort.
My name is Rachel Gunderson. I work up in Hill Center teaching in the Department of Health Promotion and Physical Education. I've been here for 5 years. I was only supposed to be here 1 year, and I am currently only on a 1-year contract every year. And that is something that is really frustrating and scary, to never know if you are going to be wanted or desired or having income for the next semester. So it's usually about 4 or 5 months before if I know or not. I've met other people on campus in my position that have been dropped down to part-time from full-time, and then brought back up and brought down, and you can imagine the amount of stress and anxiety that has on your lifestyle. And I've heard people across campus also like not knowing if, or having to re-interview for their job every year. And every time their position is opened up to a national search. And they just have to hope that they have done a good job in that year that they've already been here enough to show their school or their dean what they can do.
I'm splitting my way 4 ways, and it's invigorating on one level, but it's also sort of like tearing me apart. This is potentially your future. I mean, if we're not careful and we think that that flexibility, it feels so spontaneous and lively, but at a certain point in your life, you're kind of like, I need something to depend on. And so this is sort of like how I envision, I mean, starting to get the big picture, but like, you know, if we're going to combat the economy that is only after profit, it has to sort of be combated with an upward pressure that values people.